Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit deeper regarding global narcissism, or worldwide narcissism, as it was asked about my deeper thoughts on this matter. And what I believe or my humble cartoon opinion is. There are many layers to this, with one end goal. And let me explain the many layers things for just a moment. Narcissism and narcissists deal in layers. Because it's so hard for those that are unaware of narcissism and how and what narcissists do. It's hard for them to even know or figure out what is happening and why. So much so they might believe the lies they are being told and spoon-fed. Think about why narcissism hides and thrives. Especially if you have or had a narcissist mother. You can't dare say anything against how she raised you. And if you do, then you are looked upon as a terrible son or daughter, when you are just speaking truth about your situation. And as a result, there are many that have gone through such abuse. They live in complete silence about it. Thus the abuse goes on and on and on. Thankfully there are those of us that are speaking up and out about it, to help make people aware of what's not only happening to them, but to society as a whole. But back to the layer thing. I remember Ollie. For those of you that know Ollie, I remember him saying something I've thought about many times before. And that is, sometimes even years later, something that seemed to be a random thing a narcissist said or did. The meaning of it, or the reason why, became clear many years later. And this thing they said or did no longer seemed random or without a point. However, it deeply connected to some sort of manipulation or sabotage of some kind. Layers. Narcissism is a series of layers. Think about how many lives that the narcissists in the world have wrecked. And how many great things the world is missing out on. Simply because this person that was wrecked never got to reach their full potential as a human being. And we are just right now talking about the one-on-one aspect. Parents. Dating partner. Husband. Wife. So forth and so on. But then we start talking about systems. Systems. Like family court. And divorce court. I believe there are low-level people in such fields that don't really care about the hows or whys. They just care about the money they make. And the at-the-moment power they have over others' lives. But there is a higher up layer I believe that exists in such organizations and fields. Those with the set goal to ruin the lives of people before they even have a chance to develop. And they know the system and the organization they are a part of and run is doing just that. I go back to the days of Noah. As I mentioned in my last video, God had to literally flood the earth. Because people at the end of the day were just horrible. Doing every evil that you could think of. And one should ask, how did such people get to be such a way? And the answer I would say is time and careful planning by Satan. Little by little and bit by bit. Seducing people into seeing the narcissist as this awesome character to be mimicked. And to pattern one's life after. To take away family values. And taking away biblical marriage. And then having an organization to further ruin the family and makes it all about money. And using the children as pawns to get a leg up over one another. And all it does is make things worse and worse and worse. Because we know that children that grow up in these broken homes have a lot higher of a chance of having a wrecked life in one way or another. The statistics are very clear. But though we have these numbers, You see those that set the tone or the pace for society, pushing for more of these things to happen. These things that lead to wrecked lives. And that will lead to more narcissism. But who is giving these people their marching orders? Who's telling them what and how to do things? Again, I believe there are layers on top of layers on top of layers on top of layers. But at the very, very top of it all is Satan. Sure, there might be someone on this layer or that layer that doesn't believe in what they might call mumbo jumbo. But Satan doesn't care about all of that. As long as there is chaos on this earth. As long as he can not only turn God's creations upside down, but he can get people to willingly do it for him. You have to ask yourself, if all of these things and human problems are happening in the world that are creating such issues, why not fix these problems? Why not make it so divorce and custody of children isn't turned into a lottery system? Why not promote values and love? You just see one story after another after another after another, with no solution given on what can be done to help things. And the reason why you never see a solution given is because they don't want the pain and problems to stop. They want it to escalate. I remember one of my mother's favorite sayings was she was working on it. She was always so-called working on it. Whatever it was. To make our lives better. And how things were going to be great. When in reality, she wasn't just doing nothing, or so it seemed. She was actively working to ruin mine and my golden child's brother's lives. And the more time went on, the worse things escalated. There are some people in society that just love the supply. Narcissistic supply they are getting now. And there are some that see the end goal. The days of Noah. Because they know reaching such a point will put into motion for God to do the things he said he would do in the Bible. And it will be the final showdown. A final showdown that some evil narcissists believe will have Satan winning. When we know this isn't the case. We know that Jesus Christ has already won. The moment his crucifixion took place, the game was over for Satan and his demons. But Satan has to and will continue to sell to those that follow him that he will somehow win. And he does this to even those that don't give Satan much of a thought. And this is where we get this savage lifestyle that people are told they must lead if they want to get ahead in this world. The world that is given over to Satan. Much like God gave Job over to Satan. And Job remained faithful. Look. Things in the Bible are there to teach us certain lessons because these things repeat. It's kind of like failing a test. And the teacher giving us the answers. And then giving us the same test again. We are seeing the same events play out again and again and again. And sadly there are those that don't understand that God is with them. That God's people were given the command and ability to subdue the earth. And to be fruitful and multiply. Yet at the same kind loving thy neighbor and being kind and peaceful. Where is the savage heart? Is to use every tactic of manipulation you can to get a leg up on each and every person around you. Even if that means pretending to being a friend with someone. Or pretending to love someone and to create a family with them. All to get a leg up. And by doing this it will do nothing but create cycles and generations of evil. And like a ripple effect it ends up showing up across the world. A world where kindness and love are silenced. And a world where anything goes is encouraged. And just like my mother used to say, that she is working on it. We will see the societal narcissists come out and pretend to care and pretend to help. And pretend to have your best interests at heart. While things get worse and worse and worse. Not better but worse. You see, when you are dealing with healthy-minded individuals that are capable of love and empathy. If they say or do something that is truly wrong, they likely will figure it out without you saying anything. And they will sincerely fix the problem. And things will get better. And not just get better, but they will likely stay better. However, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they will pretend to make things better. But when you take stock of a certain situation, You notice things are only getting worse. And as more time passes, the more they can drag us all out to deep water, without even knowing it's even happening to us until it's too late. And that I believe the societal narcissists want this for the world. The Bible is very specific about these things. On how things will be in the end. It will be worldwide. And you have to ask yourself, how can Satan accomplish this goal? By simply using the playbook of the narcissist. The playbook Satan wrote. We all say. It seems like the narcissists we ended up around or with. They all seem to have learned from the same school or training camp or something. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that nearly all of the ancient civilizations across Earth have the same story of a great flood around the same time period that wiped everything out? I don't think these things are accidents. And God reveals what He reveals to us in the Bible for a reason. There will be many that will willingly fall. The sweet lies and delusions. And few that will be able to see through what is happening and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ for safety. Keep in mind. Our God wishes no one to perish. This is something to think about and pray about. Well, I think this is a great place to stop. I would like to know your thoughts as usual. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.